Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrusham Tattvamasya Dilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalam Achalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Nithyananda, I offer my humble obeisance, my humble pranam at the divine lotus feet of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. And I welcome each and every one of you who is joining with us today, right now, as we are gathering all over the world for the most auspicious occasion of Pradosham. And as this auspicious occasion is falling during the Nithyanandotsavam, the celebration of the 45 years of the advent of the avatar on planet Earth. Pradosham is the beautiful day when the Kalabhaiarava Tantra was revealed to the whole world and to the ears of Devi Parashakti for the first time. And on this very day, Devi Parashakti, seated in the lap of Paramashiva, had received all the sacred knowledge of Bhagavan Paramashiva and the great state, powers of Paramashiva. And on this day, we celebrate the happening of the Kalabhaiarava Tantra. And as this whole happening was going on, Nandi and all the Saptarishis were listening to the truths revealed by Paramashiva to Parashakti. On this day, we celebrate, we observe, and we are deeply receiving the initiation of Lingodbhava, the happening of Paramashiva as the big bang and as the shaft of light. So this is the day that we are observing in this very, very auspicious day for worship of Paramashiva and for receiving the sacred knowledge. In this program today, we'll be able to prepare for the Bhava Samadhi Darshan of Lingodbhava, manifesting through His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. And today you will be able to have the darshan of Lingodbhava manifesting through the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the Nijavatara, the avatar who has happened on planet Earth and is manifesting all the divine cosmic beings for us to experience that superconscious vibration directly. So today, what you'll be learning is who is Bhagavan Lingodbhava. We'll be understanding the happening of Lingodbhava and what does it signify. What does Bhagavan Lingodbhava signify? We'll be also understanding the powerful cognitions to empower yourself, and then we'll be having the Diksha and the Darshan of Bhagavan Lingodbhava manifesting through the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And this is easily achievable just by listening, internalizing, manifesting powerful cognitions, and through the Diksha and Darshan of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Now understand, Bhagavan Lingodbhava is the incarnation of Paramashiva as a light shaft, happened to liberate Brahma and Vishnu from the delusion. And Mahadeva, Bhagavan Paramashiva, appeared in front of Vishnu, and Brahma gave the darshan to both of them to remove their ego, bless them, and revealed the ultimate truth. Bhagavan Mahavishnu and Bhagavan Brahma experienced Bhagavan Paramashiva in the formless form, the cosmic consciousness as a light beam, the pure consciousness. And the happening of Lingodbhava happened in a place, a very sacred place called Arunachala. in the southern India. And today we'll be understanding more on the significance of Arunachala, Tiruvannamalai, the ecosystem, and how it is relevant for each and every one of us today. So first of all, what is Bhava Samadhi Darshan? Samadhi, Sama means oneness and Adi means source. So Samadhi means one with the source. And Bhava means attitude or aspect. And the aspect of the Bhava you choose through that Bhava, being one with the source or Samadhi, is Bhava Samadhi. Knowing this aspect or Bhava is ultimate Adi, and being in oneness, Sama, is with that is called Bhava Samadhi. And divine cosmic beings are real. They manifest from Kailasa, the enlightened time-space zone, through deities and incarnations. And divine cosmic beings manifest through the Archavataras, the deities in temples, and through the Bhava Samadhi Darshans in the Nijavatara, the incarnations. And Darshan literally awakens your Kundalini Shakti. It is like coming face to face with the whole cosmos itself. And the Kundalini Shakti is the latent potential energy inside of every single one of us. The awakening of the Kundalini Shakti results in extraordinary abilities manifesting through us, like third eye awakening, remote vision, and even the ability to scan one's body, levitation, teleportation, and materialization. This influx of superconscious energy also can visibly slow down your aging process and also improve immunity to disease. And with increasing levels of coherence, the whole brain comes alive and turns into a superconductor of conscious energies that heal, empower, and transform our lives. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has done plenty of research, scientific research, in order to come and make these conclusions based on modern day research as well as scriptural references. And Bhava Samadhi Darshan allows one to experience the formless in a way that one can deeply understand and relate with. Having the darshan or even having a glimpse brings lasting transformation in us, cleansing lifetimes of karmas and raising you to the next level of superconscious breakthrough, just like hitting a reset button to your very being. And today, you'll be able to experience the Bhava Samadhi Darshan, discover extraordinary possibilities, and have a quantum jump from man to superhuman. And this whole thing is made possible by a physiological phenomenon inside of each and every one of us called mirror neurons. Mirror neurons activate and process all the observed movements or information of the avatar just by seeing. And that is without our body moving or doing anything. We are silently grasping, recreating what is happening distances far away and experiencing the superconscious energy radiated by the avatar. So now let us be introduced to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, without whom we would not be able to experience this divine darshan today. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, happened on the 2nd of January 1978 on planet Earth, and it is today the reviver of Kailasa, a macrocosmic, ancient, enlightened Hindu civilizational nation. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the 1008th incarnation of Paramashiva, as per Hinduism, recognized by his predecessors who are enlightened masters and adepts. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism made the science of power manifestation, yoga, and temple-based universities as a lifestyle for the whole humanity. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has revived some of the most ancient Hindu kingdoms in order to preserve their heritage and make it available for the whole humanity and 2 billion Hindus all over the world today. And that includes being the present 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Kailasa Shamala Sarvagna, which you can see the coronation here, and is the oldest Hindu papal state and monastic kingdom. This happened in 2012, after which the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism began serving, doing the religious services, reviving the activities, and rejuvenating the whole ecosystem of Madurai. That next slide, please. And the Supreme Pontiffism was declared as the successor of the Arunachala Sarvagnapeetham by the Guru Parampara on the 24th of May 1994, which is when Supreme Pontiffism was just 16 years old. And you can see here the photographs having been established in the state, space, and powers of Paramashiva. The Supreme Pontiffism was coronated as the incarnation of Paramashiva. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism founded the mission, the Nithyananda Sangha, to revive Kailasa internationally by the age of 21 in 1999. You can see the photographs here of this rare event and the earliest recorded photographs available with us after the public life of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism began. And in 2003, on the 1st of January, exactly 15 years from today, Swamiji founded the Adi Kailasa Sarvagnapeetham at the age of 24. And as well, on the 1st of January 2004, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was coronated and as the successor of the Bhagyanagara Sripura Sarvagnapeetham. And as well, the incumbent emperor of the Suryavamsa Surangi Samrajyam of the Suryavamsa lineage. And the reviver of the Adi Pallava Sarvagnapeetham in 2007. And as well, coronated as the successor of the Kashi Sarvagnapeetham at age 30 in 2008, and officially coronated as the Mahamandaleshwar, or the supreme spiritual head of the Mahanirvani Akada, the largest apex monastic order and the youngest Mahamandaleshwar at age 35. And as well coronated as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Tanjavur Adinam and the Tiruvarur Adinam, the Vedaranyam Adinam, and the Panchanadikulam Adinam, which are 5 Adinams that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has begun protecting this heritage and these sovereign states. As well, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was coronated as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Dharma Mukti Swargapuram Adinam in 2015. And coronated as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Adipita Koladha Mata in 2015 by Sri Shantavira Mahaswami. And as well elected as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism by a congregation of over 1,000 Hindu leaders in 2015, you can see here. And today, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is revered as the most prolific and most viewed guru in the digital world, read and watched by more than 1 billion followers in Hinduism, leading the world's greatest digital Hindu nation as well, with so many channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, on YouTube, as well as different web TV channels and initiatives. As you can see here, the numbers of different platforms that Kailasa is available in serving the world with the services provided by Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and Kailasa. And serving over 27 years of relentless humanitarian services and initiatives, including the Free Vegetarian Food Bank, medical services, natural disaster relief, women empowerment activities, conflict resolution, peace initiatives, sustainable Hindu practices through various international agencies and bodies. And as well authored over 1,250 books and 10,000 articles in 3 languages, English, Tamil, and Sanskrit, and then translated those into 50 further languages, with over 20 million copies of books and articles sold, read, and downloaded. And established the largest Hindu library with over 1 million books, 1 million palm leaf scriptures, and over 20 million digital books. and over 10,000 hours of discourses and 1 billion views on social media. Respected as the commentator of the sacred scriptures such as the Upanishad, the Bhagavad Gita, the Shiva Sutras, the Yoga Sutras, the Ashtavakra Gita, and the Jain Sutras. And honored as the leader of Hinduism, the most awarded, internationally recognized, with recognition from the United States Senate as well as the United States House of Representatives as well. And today acclaimed as the top 100, one of the top 100 spiritually influential living personalities by Watkins Mind Body Spirit magazine. And the reviver of over 100, of Sovereign Order of Kailasa, led by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and the Nithyananda Order of monks, nuns, and the Hindu diaspora who are working for global peace and for the superconscious breakthrough of humanity. And as well, the establisher of the largest Hindu university in the world with satellite campuses in 150 countries, serving the world continuously with free spiritual knowledge, and the establisher of over 1,000 Kailasa enlightenment ecosystems, and finally the founder and reviver of over 100 Sarvajnapitas. Yes, and that brings us to a conclusion of the introduction. This is a brief glimpse into the life of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And if you'd like to know a little bit more, I invite you to go to nithyanandapedia.org, which is an attempt to capture the immense, tremendous amount of hard work of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, his contribution to the world, and his day-to-day services continuing until today. So you can go to Nithyanandopedia just to understand a little bit more, to see more about the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And now we'll be moving on into the next segment of today's program, which is the manifestation of extraordinary Shaktis. One of the most unique contributions to the world by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the science of power manifestation. So as you can see, COVID-19 has taken taking a look at the relevance of the world, of the spiritual solutions from Kailasa in the world today. So, as you can see, COVID-19 has taken mental health to a dark place. This is from an article that, and it's also saying the healing work starts now. The whole world is going through a phase of extreme suffering, especially in mental health. And Sri Kailasa United Nations for Consciousness Studies and Practices over the past 27 years has been working towards empowering and enlightening adults with greater sciences of Hinduism. And with the blessings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and over 10,000 de facto embassies all over the world, we are trying to give the solution for the huge number of people who are in depression right now with spiritual solutions to uplift the very consciousness. And we've also seen the shutting down of K-12 schools across 191 countries. And as of mid-April, 191 countries had shut down all their primary and secondary schools, affecting almost 1.6 billion children. The Nithyananda Hindu University is the world's largest Hindu university as per the number of faculties, number of students, and with over 20 million enrollments, 7,000 plus courses, and extended campuses in 150 countries. And over the course of the last 2 years, Kailasa's NHU has been offering non-stop 16-day online retreat for absolutely no charge since the 20th of March 2020. And this is in order to help humanity right now with spiritual knowledge. We are also seeing a surge of the rate in suicide, and you can see that there is a higher number of suicides and deaths due to loneliness that is occurring even as COVID-19 is surging. And having taken the responsibility to spiritually heal the whole world from the pandemic, Kailasa's department of Religion and Worship is in collaboration with the Department of Services, has been offering the Maheshwara Puja twice a month for the departed souls who passed due to COVID, natural calamities, unnatural calamities, and devastations for the year 2020 until today. And through the Maheshwara Puja, the departed souls are offered completion and liberation through sacred rituals at the feet of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, the living incarnation of Paramashiva, and the accumulated amount of suffering due to tragic loss is healed largely in part due to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's Maheshwara Puja. And not only is Swamiji able to offer these amazing solutions, but also continuously connect us back, giving us the darshans of the various divine cosmic beings from Sanatana Hindu Dharma. Now let us take a look into the Arunachala Purana on the happening of Lingodbhava, the happening of the light shaft of Paramashiva that represents this whole universe, and the happening, the Big Bang of existence. So we're going to be understanding the story and the happening of Lingodbhava, and then Swamiji will be able to explain in one video to us the exact happening and with its spiritual significance, which no one other than Swamiji himself can explain better. So Brahma is the creator. He is a creation principle. He was created and manifested from the principle of Paramashiva, the creation principle of Paramashiva. Paramashiva has 5 heads. From one head, the creation principle manifested as Brahma, and from Brahma, creation happens. In the same way, Vishnu manifested for maintenance. Vishnu and Brahma are attention-drawing, colorful action. They delude themselves as they are both ultimate. Between them, they start fighting as to who is greater. And Brahma represents knowledge and Vishnu represents wealth. Knowledge is required for creation and wealth is required for maintenance. Paramashiva manifested as the Deepa Stamba, the Jyoti Stamba to Brahma and Vishnu, liberating them from delusion as to who is more powerful or important between the two of them. And there was big chaos and stagnancy in the whole cosmos. Paramashiva had to intervene. Paramashiva appears as a light shaft and tells them, whoever finds my head or feet first is the more powerful person. And immediately Brahma takes the form of the swan and starts flying upwards, saying, I will go and find your head. Vishnu takes the form of a pig, the Varaha, and saying, I will go and find your feet. Both are not able to find either the head or the feet. And Vishnu accepts that he is not able to find it, but Brahma, not only he was not able to find it, but he was not able to accept that he could not find it. They both start feeling that they are both ultimate, and the next level delusion is they are both fighting as to who is more powerful. Naturally, Paramashiva has to liberate them from their delusion. Neither creation nor sustenance is ultimate. Ultimate is liberation. Paramashiva pulls them out of this delusion and liberates them. The moment Paramashiva appears as Jyotir Linga, he tells Brahma and Vishnu, whoever finds my head or feet will be declared as supreme. And that's when Brahma becomes a swan and flies towards the head. And the swan always lives in the lotus. He should actually have gone towards the lotus feet. However, Vishnu takes the form of the pig, and the pig always lives in the forest. He should have actually taken the decision to go towards Paramashiva's jata, the forest. Both could not find the two ends. Vishnu goes on digging, and even then he reaches only up until the calf muscle of Paramashiva. And in order to mark that, he ties a bell on Paramashiva's calf muscle. That is why in all the deities there will be a bell on Paramashiva's calf muscles. Brahma takes the form of the swan and flies, and his age is almost over. He then finds that he cannot find the head. And then he sees a flower falling suddenly. He asks, "Where are you coming from?" The flower says, "From Shiva's ears." And he asks, "Since when are you falling?" And the flower says, "For 4 of Brahma's ages." And of course, knowledge always has ego. It cannot accept defeat. Brahma, who represents knowledge, asks the flower, "Can you support me by saying that I brought you from the head of Paramashiva? I'll give you lots of boons." And the flower got a little tempted. Brahma goes to Paramashiva and lies, saying, "I found your head, and this is a witness." The moment the Paramashiva stares at both of them, both the flower withers and the swan's feathers burn away. The next slide, please. And Brahma gets a curse that he will never be worshipped anymore. The flower gets cursed that it will never be used in Shiva Puja. So Brahma then does tapas and requests forgiveness from Bhagavan Paramashiva. Paramashiva, being eternal compassion, says, "You will be there in all my temples, north facing, where my sacred bath water will come through the Gomukha. And from that water, you can do the whole creation." The flower was given the Shapa Vimochana, that once a year for Shivaratri day, the flower will be used for Shiva Puja, but not in any other time. Even now in Tiruvannamalai, the Lingodbhava will be worshipped with the Tarampu only on Shivaratri day. And you need to understand the deeper layers in meaning. Knowledge and wealth cannot show you the ultimate. And they are not the ultimate. Enlightenment alone is the ultimate. Both Vishnu and Brahma requested Shiva to retain his form as that shaft of light to bless the universe. At this request, Shiva, in the form of the divine light, became Arunachala, the glowing mountain in Tiruvannamalai. And true to his promise, Paramashiva retained his form as Arunachala mountain, assumed the form of Shivalinga, called Arunachaleshwara at the temple in Tiruvannamalai, and is incarnating continuously, keeping the unbroken lineage of enlightened beings in Tiruvannamalai until date. So we will now be moving into the next segments, and we'll come back to understanding more of the happening of Lingodbhava after a quick break.
We get you health. We get you ability to build beautiful relationships in your life. We get you direct spiritual support, and we make sure you become wealthy.
Kailasa, and you're now coming for the body scan. Now we'll be moving on into the next segment today for this Lingodbhava Bhava Samadhi Darshan. And we just previously were able to narrate to each and every one of you the significance of Lingodbhava, the happening of Lingodbhava. But there's no better than to hear it from the source himself, the incarnation of Bhagavan Paramashiva and a living representation of Lingodbhava on planet Earth at this moment. So now we'll be watching a brief video on how the Lingodbhava happening had occurred thousands of years ago and what is its significance in our life today.
सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। I welcome you all with my love and respects. This is a beautiful moment. The auspicious Lingodbhava time, the time in which Mahadeva, Shiva, appeared in front of Vishnu and Brahma, gave darshan to both of them and removed their ego. blessed both of them and gave them the ultimate truth. This is the same moment. Same time. The Ardha Jama. This is the same time Vishnu and Brahma experienced Mahadeva in the formless form, the cosmic consciousness. As a light beam, the pure consciousness. We need to understand the story little deeply. Brahma is the representation of intellect, Saraswati's husband. Vishnu is the representation of money, Lakshmi's husband. Through this story, Brahma and Vishnu is not able to find Mahadeva, Shiva. An important truth is revealed. Money and intellect cannot find enlightenment. But many times, the money and intellect starts fighting between them. Who is great? From time immemorial, intellectuals and politicians were fighting. From time immemorial, people with wealth and people with intellect are constantly fighting. That fight is only represented through the story. That fight is only presented through the story. The Brahma and Vishnu started fighting. Who is big guy? Who is a great guy? Whether intellect or money. The problem is both of them don't understand an important fact. Both of them can't lead you to the ultimate truth or the ultimate happiness. If you know the story of Brahma and Vishnu seeking the Shiva's feet and the head, you will understand what I am saying. It's a beautiful story with a tremendous metaphysical meaning in it. The great intelligence we need to understand this story little deeply. Only then the true meaning of the story will be revealed to our being. The true meaning of the story will be understood. The story says Brahma and Vishnu were fighting with each other, trying to find who is big guy. Then suddenly Shiva appeared. Shiva said, any one of you try to find my feet or head. Whoever finds my feet or head will be declared as the greatest person. And Brahma tries to find the head. Vishnu tries to find the feet. Unfortunately, not only they were not able to find, they realized nobody can find. Vishnu, the moment he realized, he surrendered and Shiva blessed him. Just because Vishnu surrendered, Shiva blessed him with enlightenment and the truth. Brahma, even though he was not able to find, does not want to surrender, doesn't want to agree that he can't find. So he tries to find some false witness, a flower which was in the Shiva's head. He tried to bring that flower as a witness. The flower was falling from Shiva's head for ages. And Brahma tried to catch that flower and made that flower as a duplicate witness, false witness. But Shiva knows the truth and he curses not only Brahma, the flower too. And finally Brahma realizes the truth and surrenders. Then the moment Brahma surrendered, Shiva reveals the truth to him also. Very beautiful story. The deep significance. As I was telling, Brahma represents intellect. Vishnu represents money. Both of them constantly fight. Who's a big guy? Intellect and money. When they are fighting, suddenly the truth stands in front of them. The life. Continuously, the intellect and money is fighting. Our ordinary life is nothing but the fight between intellect and money. Suddenly truth stands in front of us and tells the money and intellect, try to find my head or feet. Neither money nor intellect can find the beginning or end of life. Beginning or end of life cannot be controlled by intellect or money. Not only it cannot be controlled, it can't be altered, changed. When you can't do anything with your beginning and end, then you can't do anything in between also. Life is life. But neither the intellect nor the money is ready to surrender. Intellect tries to find the head. Brahma goes in the form of swan to find the head. Vishnu goes in the form of pig to find the feet. Both of them are trying their best. Vishnu goes. For ages he is digging. Finally he realizes the truth. He won't be successful. At one point, he just wants to mark the spot to which extent he travelled. He ties a bell. Still in all Shiva's murtis, Shiva's idols, you will see a bell near the calf. Near the calf muscle you will see a bell that is tied by Vishnu. Vishnu was able to travel only to that distance. Whether in Nataraja or Dakshinamurti, in all Shiva murtis, you will see that bell. Vishnu tried, he understood, he realized he can't see, he can't achieve, he can't get the truth. One important thing, truth is revealed in this. When you run behind the money to achieve the eternal happiness, Nithyananda, at one point you will realize the money can't give you that. That is what is meant by this line, by this story. Vishnu realizes he can't achieve, he can't find, he surrenders. If you travel, if you try to find through money, you will realize at one point it can't be achieved, you will surrender. The moment Vishnu surrendered, Shiva revealed the truth and gave him the ultimate experience. But Brahma, intellect, cannot surrender. That is the biggest problem. If you travel in the path of intellect and try to find the truth, not only you won't find, the big difficulty will be you will not be even having that humbleness to accept that you will not find or you have not found. You will not have that humbleness. You will not be able to surrender. You will not be able to relax. You will not be able to say that you have not found. Not only you won't be able to say you have not found, you will try to bring all false witnesses. Brahma, not only he was not able to find, he can't accept that he did not find. So he brings false witness, the flower which was near the head of Shiva and which was falling for ages. He actually caught the flower and asked, the Brahma asked that flower, "You are from where?" The flower says, "I am from the hair of Mahadeva, Shiva." Brahma asked, "How long you are traveling?" The flower said, "For 4 Brahma's age I am traveling. Still I have not reached even Mahadeva's face." Brahma understands. He has only one age, means one kalpa. This flower is traveling for 4 kalpas. He understands he can't find, but he can't surrender. He catches that flower and says, "Why don't you come back and tell Shiva that I saw his head and I brought you from his head?" Flower says, "I don't have a problem. After all, I am going down. I can do a small favor for you." Understand, if you try to do something wrong, even for doing good to others, you are in trouble. Even for doing good to others, if you try to do anything adharmic, anything which is not right, you are in trouble. This flower thought, after all, Brahma is asking me a small favor. Why can't I do? He said, "Okay." And Brahma comes down and says, "I found your head and this is the witness." Shiva knows where he kept the flower. That is the biggest problem. Again and again this intellect thinks it can hide from enlightened being. It can do whatever it wants and it can escape. It can get away with it. Understand? Enlightened being is a person who played with his intellect. So you can't play with him with your intellect. But we always miss the game, thinking that we can play with him with our intellect. He played with his intellect itself. And how can he be caught by your intellect? No. You are playing with intellect, he played with the intellect itself. Brahma tried to play with his intellect to Mahadeva. Mahadeva straight away knows the truth. And he just says, only one thing. Because you tried to play with your intellect, let you not be worshipped in the planet Earth. You are not worthy of worship. And he says to that flower, just because you told a lie, you have been a false witness, you will not be used anymore for my worship. And The moment both of them realized their mistake, the flower and the Brahma both fell at the feet of Shiva and cried, "Please forgive us." Surrendered. The moment they surrendered, Shiva forgives both of them and releases them from the curse. Shiva says, as an exemption, you will always be worshipped in my temple in the north side. In all Shiva temple, northern side, where the Tirtha, the holy water comes out, you will see Brahma's Murti standing there and continuously purifying himself by the Charanamrita, the holy water from Mahadeva's feet. In the same way, the flower was also blessed. Mahadeva says, you will not be used for worship, but as an exemption, one day on Shivaratri day you will be used for my worship. This is the very day Mahadeva expressed himself, appeared in front of Vishnu and Brahma and gave them enlightenment, the ultimate truth. This is the very day every year the same intense cosmic consciousness, intense Shiva energy falls on planet Earth, envelops the planet Earth, raises the whole collective consciousness of the planet Earth to a different frequency. You are all blessed to spend this beautiful time in the energy field, in the presence of an enlightened being. Do not waste your energy just running behind intellect or comfort. Intellect and comfort, both of them are utility in the life. It is needed for a certain level, but that is not life itself. Life is far beyond the currency and logic. Life is something to be intensely lived, loved, experienced beyond logic and currency. Vishnu represents the Mamakara, identity you carry within you and believe as you. Brahma represents the Ahankara, the identity which you project to the outer world. Neither Ahankara nor Mamakara can realize the truth, can give you the truth. Only the cosmic energy, your very being, which is beyond Ahankara and Mamakara, only that can show the truth to your very being. Shiva, who is cosmic consciousness, is embodiment of existential energy, takes you beyond Ahankar and Mamakar, because neither Ahankara nor Mamakara can reach, can understand, can realize Mahadeva. Take this moment, take this opportunity to go beyond Ahankara and Mamakara and unclutch yourself from these two and experience Mahadeva, Shiva. Intensely pray to that energy. Please understand, praying is trying to tune yourself to that energy. Don't think prayer is just empty words. Prayer is nothing but expressing the truth through intense sankalpa. If you express it just with your sankalpa, it's meditation. If you express it with your sankalpa and the divine help, it is prayer. Intensely create a deep prayerful mood, prayerful feeling, and recite Mahadeva's name, the Maha Mantra, Panjakshara, with your whole being, and pray to him. Let him reveal himself to you. Let him reveal the truth to you. Let him give you the ultimate experience, which is beyond intellect and money, which is beyond ahankar and mamakar. The truth which is revealed to Vishnu and Brahma, let it be revealed to you. Mahadeva appeared as the cosmic fire, cosmic consciousness. The same moment, exactly this very moment, to bless, to enlighten Vishnu.
Shivoham, Shivoham, Shiva.
Yes. As we heard from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself, that elaborate, eloquent, beautiful explanation in depth on the happening of Lingodbhava and its spiritual significance. Each and every one of us can apply this in every aspect of our lives, having the powerful cognition that it is only Paramashiva. It is only Paramashiva who is the ultimate, not any wealth, not any knowledge that we can acquire. So let us now understand the significance of Lingodbhava revealed by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. In our lives, each and every day, we can apply this into how we operate, understanding that no matter how much knowledge we attain, no matter how much wealth we acquire, it'll never be the same. It'll never be ultimate. The only ultimate is enlightenment itself. And every day, as we are going about our day-to-day, we should remember this and have that powerful cognition that enlightenment is only what gives us the ultimate. And what is the ultimate experience? So Swamiji beautifully says that Vishnu represents the mamakara identity you carry within you and you believe is you. Brahma represents the ahankara, the identity which you project to the whole world. Neither the ahankara nor the mamakara can realize the truth or give you the truth. Paramashiva, who is the cosmic consciousness, is the embodiment of existential energy and takes you beyond the ahankara and mamakara, because neither ahankara nor mamakara can reach and understand, realize Mahadeva. There is a great significance in the story that you cannot attain Nithyananda, eternal bliss, with either intellect or with money. Going upwards like Brahma is rajas and passion without value. And going downwards, how Vishnu did, is tamas, inertia, and lethargy. You cannot attain enlightenment with these two attributes. Vishnu represents wealth. And it is redundant to waste your energy running behind intellect or comfort. Whether intellect is greater or wealth, neither can lead one to the ultimate truths or the ultimate bliss. Intellect and comfort, both of them are utility in life. It is needed for a certain level, but that is not life itself. Life is something to be intensely lived, loved, experienced beyond logic and currency. And here is the Shastra Pramana, the scriptural reference for Paramashiva's threefold promise to humanity. Paramashiva gives a promise that he will happen in three forms. And here are the very words of Bhagavan Paramashiva himself in Tamil. And the Paramashiva lineage represents the tradition of gurus, the enlightened masters in Tiruvannamalai, also called Arunachala. Starting from Paramashiva himself, the lineage of Paramashiva prevails to fulfill Paramashiva's promise to humanity to be an eternal guiding force through an unbroken lineage of living gurus hailing from Tiruvannamalai to sustain the enlightenment ecosystem. Paramashiva appears as an infinite effulgence of light called the Lingodbhava in Tiruvannamalai to bless humanity. The Arunachala Purana, the epic history of Arunachala, reveals that at this point in time, Lord Paramashiva made a promise that he will always be available in Arunachala in three forms. One is the hill of Arunachala as the Jyotirlingam. The second is the Arunachaleshwara Shivalinga deity in the temple. And the third is in the form of living incarnations in this holy town of Tiruvannamalai. The Kshetra of Tiruvannamalai is a very place on earth which Paramashiva declared as his home thousands of years ago. In the three divine forms, the sacred hill of Arunachala, the Linga Arunachaleshwara, and the form of incarnation. You can see here the threefold forms, the hill, Arunachala, Annamalayar, the Linga, and the living incarnation, the current successor, the current incarnation of Paramashiva, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And this is true especially to the townspeople of Tiruvannamalai, for whom Arunachala is Antaryami, their most supreme Lord, making it possible for Paramashiva to appear again and again as one among them. Adhering to his most compassionate boon for humanity, Paramashiva himself comes down to the planet Earth and guides Lord Vishnu and Brahma in creating the enlightened civilization in Tiruvannamalai. And since then, Tiruvannamalai has been serving not just as a beacon for human beings who seek the most supreme truths, but the cosmic beacon of light, which allows for other worldly beings to descend and ascend the 14 planes of existence and ultimately unite with Paramashiva himself in the primordial form as Lingodbhava. Since the time of Paramashiva appearing in the form of the effulgent column, the place has been witness to all different yugas and the slow degradation of the original dharma set forth by Paramashiva himself. In the Kali Yuga, it is said that mortal beings become dull-witted, unlucky, voracious, destitute of wealth, wanton, and unchaste. Countries will be ravaged by robbers and miscreants, and the Vedas will be condemned by heretics. Kings will exploit the subjects, and rulers will be men-eaters and twice-borns like Brahmanas will be given to the gratification of their desires and other appetites. But as Paramashiva reveals and promises to his beloved friend and disciple in the Bhagavad Gita when he incarnated on planet Earth as Bhagavan Sri Krishna, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuttanam dharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. Where whenever there is a decline in righteousness and an increase in unrighteousness, O Arjuna, at that time I manifest myself on earth. And being cognizant of the fear caused by the asuras who were rampaging the planet Earth, Paramashiva decided it was time to come down and protect those who love him. It was thus how Paramashiva, the one who is Nishkala, who is formless as Lingodbhava, descended as the 1008th incarnation onto planet Earth and assumed the form of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. In the Arunachala Mahatmyam in chapter 1, verse 55, Arunachala is described as the Tejas Stamba. Tejas Stamba Stula Lingam Tejas Surarchitam, the shaft of effulgence, which is manifested such that it was perceived as a linga, and this effulgence of Paramashiva is worshipped by all the gods. Surarchitam. And in the Agamas, it beautifully describes the formless coming into form in the verse Itveyam nishkalam proktam param bhavamiti smritam shrishtyam lokarakshartam lokasyotpati karanam sadakam hitartham tu svecha grihyate tanuhu. In this way, Shiva, who is Nishkala without any body and parts, who is ultimate supreme being, who is established in the creation, who is the cause of all the creation of the universe, assumes a body out of his free will for the protection of the universe and the welfare of the spiritual seekers. Kartika Deepam is the day when Paramashiva stood as the infinite light shaft. From Kartika Deepam to Shivaratri is the time when Brahma and Vishnu were searching for 4 yugas. On Shivaratri day, they come back and surrender and declare their inability. And it is on this day that Paramashiva blesses and liberates Vishnu and punishes Brahma. Kartika Deepam is a ceremony in the memory of that big bang. And as per the Vedic calendar, the day of Kartika Deepam is the first day. The constellation is the oldest constellation. They are able to push the intelligence of modern science. And beyond this, they are not able to push. Their calculation method is failing. So in the way of the concept of time, the Big Bang happened on the day of Kartika Deepam. The concept of time did not exist before the day Paramashiva manifested as Lingodbhava. And that is why Kartika Deepam is considered and is the oldest festival. And the consciousness, when it stood as a light beam and created time, matter, everything we call, that is the big bang. That is why Vedic rishis are also able to predict the constellation stars set up only until the day of Kartika Deepam. And the sun, as we know, is junior to Lingodbhava, the infinite shaft of light of Arunachala, the Big Bang. After the sun, born 20 galactic years back, Earth cooled to support life. This happened 17 years back. And that is when the Ananda Gandha, the core of the Big Bang, cooled and appeared as Arunachala on planet Earth. We are in now, and where this body manifested, the body of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And Swamiji beautifully elaborates on his own happening, the descent of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. He says, it was neither dark nor light-filled. An indeterminate color covered planet Earth, a world where darkness covered darkness. I saw the cosmos. Suddenly, a bright light appeared from a region which I now see as southern India. At that time, I did not know where it was. Borders are what we draw, but where is the border in the cosmos? I entered into that light in the form of a brilliant meteor. The very next sight that I perceived with my inner eye was Arunachala, and I knew that I had assumed this body once more. I had entered the womb of my mother. The reflection on the planet Earth happened. It was a conscious birth. Many of us will not, of course, remember our birth in such detailed way, but it is an indicator of an incarnation who can remember his very details of his own happening onto planet Earth. And as promised, when there was big chaos and stagnance in the cosmos due to Brahma and Vishnu's delusion, Paramashiva descended to planet Earth, causing a big bang as Lingodbhava, manifesting the universe. To save humanity from delusion of Kala Yuga, Paramashiva as Lingodbhava descended onto planet Earth as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism to create a new Yuga, the Nitya Yuga, in the very same Tiruvannamalai. So let us now understand why Guru is needed in our lives, as we each and every one are graced with Jagat Guru, the Guru for the whole cosmos, as our own personal Guru, who guides us in every step. In the Guru Gita, there are 300 verses extolling the greatness of Guru. And of those, we're going to be recollecting and cherishing a few right here. This is verse 21, the Shastra Pramana. Ananyas-chintayanto mam sulabam param sarva prayatnena guroradhanam guru. This means the supreme state is easily attained by those who think of nothing else but me. Therefore, strive to the utmost to propitiate the Guru. In the Guru or Master is not a vyakti or a person, as you might imagine. The Guru is a tattva, a principle. He is simply a physical representation of the divine. In the Vedic tradition, the spiritual teacher, the Guru or the Master, is said to be more important than God himself. God is always and everywhere, but it is the Guru who opens the disciples' eyes to experience and see the existence of God. The Master is the doorway to one's own experience of the divine. And this is another Shastra Pramana from the Guru Gita. Guru Murtim Smare Nityam Guru Nama Sada Japet Guru Rajnyam Prakurvita Guru Ranyanna Bhavayet. It means always remember the Guru's form, constantly repeat the divine name given by the Guru, and always follow the Guru's commands and think of nothing other than the Guru. And here we have the next verse. Sarva Papa Vishuddhatma Sri Guroho Pada Sevanat Dehi Brahma Bhaved Yasmat Tvat Kripatam Vadami Te. And in this, Paramashiva is telling Parashakti, out of compassion for you, I shall tell you how the embodied soul becomes Brahman, having been purified of all sins and serving the feet of the Guru. Now, we can see a short video where Swamiji beautifully reveals, manifesting the most powerful being of Paramashiva, how just making yourself available right now during the darshan will ensure you have the superconscious breakthrough. Let us watch that video now.
Sitting with each one of you personally, individually, and making myself available. This being is now available to all of you, to each one of you. I am making myself available to each one of you. To each one of your being. Now the relationship is absolutely between you and me. It is absolutely you and me. Allow me to fill you. Allow my being inside you. When you start tasting my being, all your past fears, greeds, powerlessness, everything will just become irrelevant. You will be showered with the boons you aspired for and you can never even imagine. you will understand the highest, ultimate dimensions of the life and universe. If you have been begging for a few tons of gold, you are going to be granted hills of diamonds. Not just few tons of gold which you are aspiring, hills of diamonds. Beyond you can even ask or imagine. So understand, all your fears and greeds will become irrelevant. The first thing Paramashiva's being, me, going to do in you all, manifest my state, space, powers.
Yes. Understand, Swamiji beautifully tells each and every one of us, just making ourselves available, just sitting in the presence during this darshan can bring that super conscious breakthrough in you. So now, shortly we'll be moving on into the next segments. We'll be understanding how we can offer our gratitude to Bhagavan Lingodbhava and how we can instantly manifest Lingodbhava, the eternal consciousness inside of us. The offerings on this auspicious occasion to Bhagavan Paramashiva himself, manifesting today as Bhagavan Lingodbhava. In the Kamic Agama Purva Pada, it beautifully describes the visual presentation of Paramashiva, how Paramashiva is seeing, how he is looking, what are the various ornaments that are he's holding, all of his descriptions, including having 3 eyes, the crest adorned with the crescent moon, the locks, the serpent around his neck, how he's mounted on the lion throne, how he is having the bandhana, keyura, kataka, how he is eternally aged of 16 years, how he is a face beautified with a gentle smile, how he's holding the parashu, the khadga, vajra, and fire, as well as the abhaya mudra, the pasha, ghanta, nagha, and the weapons held in the hands, or the bharata mudra, excuse me, the abhaya mudra, and how Lord Paramashiva is associated and should be meditated as associated with these lineaments. Now, as you can see here, we have that translation of the verse in the Kamic Agama Purva Pada in verse 330 to 334. And just out of this description does all the deities of Paramashiva, the representations of Paramashiva come from. And Paramashiva is described with 5 faces, 10 shoulders, effulgence of crystal, and so on. With 3 eyes, tranquil composure, crest adorned with crescent moon, locks of matted hair. Yes. Excuse me. So understand, offering anything at the divine lotus feet of Paramashiva is giving of a divine gift of pure love, devotion, oneness, and it consists of 2 parts. One is giving and the second is accepting. Only when the divine accepts what one offers, the offering becomes complete. An offering is not made out of fear or greed. When an avatar lands, the offerings are purely a part of the grand lila played out for only the purpose of enlightenment. The first offering we have is the Sankalpa offering. In the Shiva Sankalpa Suktam, verse number 2, it says, Yena karmanya paso manishino yajna Krinbanti vidasteshu diraha yadapurvam yakshman prajanam tanme manaha shiva sankalpamastu, which means the means by which a man who wants to do good, whose senses are stilled and who is wise and diligent becomes proficient in yajnas and other karmas established by the Shastras, and also which is the principal and most revered of means of knowledge by my mind, may you have good intentions. Once again, this is from the Rig Veda. Offering or excuse me. Yes, offering or sankalpa, the conscious resolution at the feet of the divine, is a sacred and conscious act of aligning our straying mind into empowering our declarations with auspicious will, persistence, power, and manifesting energy of the divine to manifest into our lives. The next offering is the Rudrakshamala, which you can offer it in 3 denominations. And the Shastra Pramana here says, Devamuni Pravachita Lingam Kama Dahana Karuna Karalingam Ravana Darpa Vinashana Lingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shiva Lingam, which means salutations to that eternal lingam which is worshipped by the gods and best of sages, which burns the desires, which is compassionate, and which destroyed the pride of demon Ravana. The Rudraksha is known as a teardrop of Paramashiva. It is a storehouse of enlightenment energy which can radiate forever. So offer the Rudraksha Mala to Lingodbhava and be blessed to have the eternal guidance and remove all ignorance from your life. The next offering is the Swarna Ashtottara Kasu. In the Shastra Pramana, is from the Lingashtakam, where it says, Kanaka Mahamuni Bhushita Lingam Panipati Beshtita Shobita Lingam Dhakshasu Yajna Vinashana Lingam Tat Pranamami Sadha Shiva Lingam. So this gives you the salutations to that eternal Shivalingam, which is decorated with gold and other precious items, which are adorned with the best of the serpents wrapped around it. And you can you can offer this gold coin with a unique name of 108 names of Paramashiva Lingodbhava inscribed on it and receive the blessings of those quantities radiating and manifesting in your life. Yes, and the next offering is the Swarna Mrityunjaya Mantra Kasu. In the Rig Veda is the Mrityunjaya Mantra, very powerful, peaceful mantra that invokes peace and the energy of Paramashiva himself. And you can offer this gold coin to be protected from the untimely deaths, accidents, and untoward incidents, and receive blessings to have a protection of Paramashiva for yourself and your family. And you can offer the Pratyaksha Pada Puja. Once again, this is a beautiful offering that you can do, especially now during the Nithyanandotsavam. And just a few days from now, we have the Jayanti celebrations of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, which is a very auspicious day that you can offer the Pratyaksha Pada Puja. And beautifully in the Guru Ashtakam, Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya has described wife, wealth, sons, grandsons, and all such, home and kindred. All these things may be there, yet if one's mind is not centered upon the lotus feet of the Guru, what then? What then? What then? Offer this Pratyaksha Pada Puja and receive auspicious blessings for the strong and intense Guru-disciple relationship to guide you throughout your whole life. The next offering is the Jata Alankara Seva, an offering of pure love and devotion to the Guru who manifests to protect and guide the disciples in their journey and path to enlightenment. The next offering is the Vastra Alankara Seva, where it is described that the Guru should beautify the linga with 3-stranded sacred thread, upper garment, and waistband. He should adorn the linga with golden cloth and golden belt. Traditionally, the seva is offered for better physical and mental well-being and healing from any illnesses. And there are now several different significant
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Connecting with the divine with your eyes closed is meditation. Connecting with the divine with your eyes open is darshan. Come, let us all now move from meditation to darshan. Slowly, very slowly, please open your eyes.
அண்ணாமலையம் அண்ணா போற்றி, கண்ணாரமுதக் கடலே போற்றி. திரிபுரம் எரித்த விரிசடை கடவுள் தேரில் ஏறி வருகின்றான். திருவண்ணாமலை சோதிவானவன் திருவடி பதித்து வருகின்றான். அருளுரு ஆயிரம் காட்டிய நாதன் அம்மையப்பனாய் வருகின்றான். கைலை மேவிய உமையொரு பாகன் அருளை வாரி தருகின்றான். அண்ணாமலையான் வருகின்றான், அருளை வாரி தருகின்றான். அண்ணாமலையான் வருகின்றான், அருளை வாரி தருகின்றான். குருவாய் திருப்பெருந்துறையில் அருளிய கோலம் காட்டி வருகின்றான். திருவாய் மலர்ந்து வேதம் உரைத்த திருவாசகத்தான் வருகின்றான். மதுரை மாநகர் குதிரை சேவகன் மறுபடி ஒரு முறை வருகின்றான். கைலை மேவிய உமையொரு பாகன் அருளை வாரி தருகின்றான். அண்ணாமலையான் வருகின்றான், அருளை வாரி தருகின்றான். அண்ணாமலையான் வருகின்றான், அருளை வாரி தருகின்றான். பிட்டுக்காசை பட்ட கூலியான் பாதம் பதித்திட வருகின்றான். பாட்டுக்காசை பட்ட தம்பிரான் பார்வதியுடனே வருகின்றான். பக்திக்காசை பட்ட எம்பிரான் பசுபதீஸ்வரன் வருகின்றான். கைலை மேவிய உமையொரு பாகன் அருளை வாரி தருகின்றான். அண்ணாமலையான் வருகின்றான், அருளை வாரி தருகின்றான். அண்ணாமலையான் வருகின்றான், அருளை வாரி தருகின்றான். பன்றிக்கன்று தாய்முலை தந்த பரமதயாளன் வருகின்றான். பன்றிக்கரியை உண்டு மகிழ்ந்த குடுமித்தேவன் வருகின்றான். பரிந்து வந்து பிரசவம் பார்க்க தாயுமானவன் வருகின்றான். கைலை மேவிய உமையொரு பாகன் அருளை வாரி தருகின்றான். அண்ணாமலையான் வருகின்றான், அருளை வாரி தருகின்றான். அண்ணாமலையான் வருகின்றான், அருளை வாரி தருகின்றான். நீதிக்காக பலமுறை வந்த வீதி விடங்கன் வருகின்றான். அமர் நீதிக்காக அடியார் கோலம் பூண்டவன் மீண்டும் வருகின்றான். திருவிளையாடல் பல புரிந்தவன் திருவீதி வலம் வருகின்றான். கைலை மேவிய உமையொரு பாகன் அருளை வாரி தருகின்றான். அண்ணாமலையான் வருகின்றான், அருளை வாரி தருகின்றான். அண்ணாமலையான் வருகின்றான், அருளை வாரி தருகின்றான். தக்கன் வேள்வி தகர்த்த வீர பத்திரநாதன் வருகின்றான். சொக்கன் மதுரை சோமசுந்தரன் அற்புதமாக வருகின்றான். திருமாலறியா மலர்ச்சேவடியான் திருமானேந்தி வருகின்றான். கைலை மேவிய உமையொரு பாகன் அருளை வாரி தருகின்றான். அண்ணாமலையான் வருகின்றான், அருளை வாரி தருகின்றான். அண்ணாமலையான் வருகின்றான், அருளை வாரி தருகின்றான். ஆலமுண்ட திருநீலகண்டன் உமைபாகனாக வருகின்றான். ஆலால சுந்தரன் பாடியவாறே காலகாலனாய் வருகின்றான். கருவேர் அறுத்து கருணை பொழியும் கைலையம்பிரான் வருகின்றான். கைலை மேவிய உமையொரு பாகன் அருளை வாரி தருகின்றான். அண்ணாமலையான் வருகின்றான், அருளை வாரி தருகின்றான். அண்ணாமலையான் வருகின்றான், அருளை வாரி தருகின்றான். அடியார் உள்ளத்து அன்புக்காக அம்பலவானன் வருகின்றான். ஆடிய பாதன் ஆனந்த கூத்தனாடியாடி வருகின்றான். மழபாடி திருமாணிக்கத்தான் மண்ணில் நடந்து வருகின்றான். கைலை மேவிய உமையொரு பாகன் அருளை வாரி தருகின்றான். அண்ணாமலையான் வருகின்றான், அருளை வாரி தருகின்றான். அண்ணாமலையான் வருகின்றான், அருளை வாரி தருகின்றான். ஹர ஹர சிவ சிவ ஹர ஹர சிவ சிவ நாமம் பாடி ஆடிடுவோம். அவன் அருளாலே அவன் தாழ் வணங்கி அவனடி நிழலை அடைந்திடுவோம். ஹர ஹர சிவ சிவ ஹர ஹர சிவ சிவ ஹர ஹர சிவ சிவ ஹர ஹர சிவ சிவா. హర హర శివ శివ 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 హర హర శివ శివ.
వినాశకలింగం తత్ప్రణమామి సదా శివలింగం. ఓం నమః శివాయ ఓం నమః శివాయ ఓం నమః శివాయ ఓం నమః శివాయ. దేవముని ప్రవరాచితలింగం కామదహన కరుణాకరలింగం. రావణ దర్ప వినాశనలింగం తత్ప్రణమామి సదా శివలింగం.
ఓం నమః శివాయ ఓం నమః శివాయ ఓం నమః శివాయ ఓం నమః శివాయ.
సర్వసుగంధ సులేపితలింగం బుద్ధి వివర్ధన కారణలింగం. సిద్ధసురాసుర వందితలింగం తత్ప్రణమామి సదా శివలింగం. ఓం నమః శివాయ ఓం నమః శివాయ ఓం నమః శివాయ ఓం నమః శివాయ. కనక మహామణి భూషితలింగం పడిపటి వేష్టిత శోభితలింగం. దక్షసు యజ్ఞ
Shivaya. Om Namah 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 Shivaya.
शोभितलिङ्गं जन्मज दुःखविनाशकलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम् रावण दर्प विनाशनलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम् सर्वसुगन्धसुलेपितलिङ्गं बुद्धिविवर्धनकारणलिङ्गं सिद्धसुरासुरवन्दितलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम् कनकमहामणिभूषितलिङ्गं मणिपतिवेष्टितशोभितलिङ्गं दक्षसुयज्ञविनाशनलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम् कुङ्कुमचन्दनलेपितलिङ्गं पङ्कजहारसुशोभितलिङ्गं सञ्चितपापविनाशनलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम् देवगणार्चितसेवितलिङ्गं भावैर्भक्तिभिरेव च लिङ्गं दिनकरकोटिप्रभाकरलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम् परिवेष्टितलिङ्गं सर्वसमुद्भवकारणलिङ्गम् अष्टदारिद्र्यविनाशनलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम् ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय सुरगुरुसुरवरपूजितलिङ्गं सुरवनपुष्पसरार्चितलिङ्गं परात्परं परमात्मकलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम् ॐ नमः शिवाय शिवलिङ्गम् சிவாய சிவ நம சிவாய.
சதாசிவ பிரம்மம் காட்டும் சதாசிவன் ரூபம், சராசரம் எல்லாம் உன் சரீர சம்பந்தம். சதாசிவ பிரம்மம் காட்டும் சதாசிவன் ரூபம், சராசரம் எல்லாம் உன் சரீர சம்பந்தம். சிவோகம் சிவம் என்றே நடமாடும் தெய்வீகம், கருணாகராவுந்தன் சரணாரம் என் சொந்தம். ஓம் நம சிவாய சிவ ஓம் நம சிவாய ஓம் நம.
உன்னை நினைத்தாலே முக்தி வந்திடும் அண்ணாமலையானே, நான் தினந்தோறும் எண்ணும் வரம் வேண்டும் பொன்னார் மேனியனே. உன்னை நினைத்தாலே முக்தி வந்திடும் அண்ணா